Hi gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. Today I am here with a comparison video for you. In this video, I will compare Paris Corner's Eshal Vanilla with Kayali's Vanilla 28. I will be sharing how I think they are similar and how I think they're different, and also what I enjoy about each fragrance. If you're interested, then please keep watching. Hey friend, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you're new here on this channel, I talk luxury, I do review videos, I share my fragrance journey, I sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle, and in every single video there is some encouragement. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop. All right, let's get into it. So as I mentioned, I will be comparing these two fragrances today. On this side we have Paris Corner's Eshal Vanilla, and on this side we have Kayali's Vanilla 28. Word on the street is that this is supposed to be a dupe or inspired version of Vanilla 28. After having played around with this fragrance, I've been wearing it, I've been enjoying it. I am here to say that this is indeed a wonderful inspiration of Vanilla 28. How they differ and the similarities they share is what I'll be breaking down in this video. So I did spray these on tester cards. I'm also going to spray them on my skin, and we'll talk in just a moment. All right, so I just sprayed Eshal Vanilla on this side, and then I sprayed Vanilla 28 on this forearm. Eshal Vanilla has top notes sugar, sweet notes, middle notes jasmine and rose, and vanilla, musk, and caramel make up the base. Vanilla 28 has vanilla orchid and jasmine at the top, brown sugar and tonka bean at the mid, and amber, amberwood, musk, and patchouli at the base. So for the first time ever on this channel in my history of reviewing fragrances and comparing fragrances, it is extremely difficult for me to identify some distinguishable differences. As of right now, the way that they're wearing on the skin is so similar, it's crazy. The only difference that I'm picking up on right now is that Eshal Vanilla comes across as much more potent and bold and rich, almost deeper and perhaps even darker than Vanilla 28. I had to grab the tester cards again. This is Eshal Vanilla and this is Vanilla 28. So what I'm getting from both fragrances is a brown sugar, like a rich, warm, dark, ambery brown sugar. That is what I'm getting from both fragrances. However, Eshal Vanilla is so much bolder and it projects more, it's stronger. It just has more of a presence than Vanilla 28. But in terms of the scent profile, how they smell, what's similar, what's different, I'm not really picking up any distinct differences right now. So as they dry down, I do detect a little bit more of a powdery feel from Vanilla 28 versus Eshal Vanilla, which remains very bold and dark and rich. Something that is perplexing me right now, it's really throwing me for a loop, is the difference in the fragrance notes. So I don't know how they managed to make this one, Eshal Vanilla, smell like a richer, bolder, a more deeper and darker version of Vanilla 28 without having those rich and bold base notes that are present in Vanilla 28. So there's no patchouli at the base of this fragrance. There's no amberwood. There's just a caramel, a musk, and a vanilla. So I don't know how they manage to make this one smell stronger and bolder. I'm guessing they did not share all of the notes for this fragrance because there's no way this can smell so much deeper and bolder and richer than Vanilla 28 without having those notes. Vanilla 28 has the patchouli, it has the amberwood, and over time you all know that the juice gets darker and the fragrance itself gets so much stronger, and the strength can be attributed to those base notes. So it's been a few more minutes, and so far on my skin, the way that they're drying down is a little different. So Vanilla 28, which is on this forearm, definitely dries down a bit more powdery, and a little bit more of that musk starts to come through. Whereas Eshal Vanilla, which is on this forearm, is still very rich, very strong, very bold, very sugary sweet. And also Vanilla 28 starts giving more of a vanilla as it dries down. So it's giving like a soft, powdery vanilla the longer it sits on the skin, versus Eshal Vanilla, which is still giving very much a brown sugar and a rich amber. So as these two fragrances start to dry down, I'm starting to pick up on some more differences. So in Vanilla 28, you get that patchouli when the fragrance begins to dry down, but the patchouli is light and it's subdued. I do definitely start to get that patchouli as Vanilla 28 dries down. However, I'm simultaneously getting that powdery muskiness, so it gets softer on dry down. Whereas Eshal Vanilla stays strong and bold and rich, and it does start to subside, but it's still so much more bold than Vanilla 28 from the first blast to when it begins to dry down. Okay, now it's been a couple of more minutes, and Eshal Vanilla is starting to smell vanillic to my nose. So at first it was just brown sugar, it felt ambery and rich, and it almost had this sap or syrupy sort of thing going on. Whereas Vanilla 28 came across as sugary as well, but definitely nowhere near as strong as Eshal Vanilla. As Vanilla 28 started to dry down, I started to pick up on that powderiness, that muskiness. I got some vanilla, and then I also began to pick up on the patchouli. Now that Eshal Vanilla has dried down even more, I'm now picking up a little bit of vanilla. Yeah, so I think both fragrances give vanilla as they start to dry down. Eshal Vanilla is bold right out of the gate and much bolder than Vanilla 28. As both fragrances dry down, they definitely start to give off that vanillic essence. So overall, these two fragrances are very, very similar. I think that Eshal Vanilla is a satisfactory inspiration of Vanilla 28. I definitely think that Eshal Vanilla comes through stronger, more bold, more deep and dark, perhaps even a little smoky feeling, just a lot richer than Vanilla 28. The projection on Eshal Vanilla is far-reaching. It's more than an arm's length distance, and the longevity is amazing. I get 6+ hours of wear with this fragrance, where I can still smell it and others can smell it on me. When considering its longevity on clothes, even longer. So this fragrance's performance is incredible, and the scent profile is so similar to Vanilla 28. I think the way that these two are similar is, of course, the scent profile, but also I think they both start out as very sugary sweet. As they both started to dry down on my skin, they gave more of a vanilla versus the brown sugar or sugar. So both fragrances definitely gave vanilla at some point during the dry down. So they have the same scent profile, they start out very sugary, and they start to give vanilla as they start to dry down. Overall, those are the key similarities for me, but I do think that Eshal Vanilla is definitely deeper, darker, richer, sweeter, almost a little smoky. It smells like a macerated version of Vanilla 28. Vanilla 28 also turned a little bit powdery and musky on the dry down, whereas Eshal Vanilla did not give me musky or powdery at all. In fact, to my nose, it stayed very rich. Very, very rich. It did get a little softer on the dry down, but nowhere near as soft as Vanilla 28 got on my skin. Vanilla 28 definitely gave powdery and musky on the dry down. I also detected the patchouli as this one started to dry down, but honestly, I feel like they might have patchouli in this one, because this one gives patchouli. It gives amberwood. It gives the base notes that are present in Vanilla 28, but they're not listed. The only 3 base notes are musk, caramel, and vanilla. So that has me a little perplexed, I'm not gonna lie. Overall, I think this is an incredible inspiration. If you're looking for something very rich, very warm, something that's going to be bold and make a statement, something that's going to get you noticed, something that may turn heads with the scent profile of the original Vanilla 28. If you are not looking for any of those things, I think Vanilla 28 is just a classic brown sugar fragrance that gives vanilla on the dry down. If you're not looking for any of those things and you currently own Vanilla 28, I say stick with your Vanilla 28. But if you are looking for a fragrance similar to Vanilla 28 and you don't already own it, if you love bold and rich, deep, and beast mode type scents, then you may want to opt for Eshal Vanilla. So I must say that was one of my most difficult comparison videos. I really had to spray these on skin to be able to tell them apart, and I had to give it some time to do the comparison from one arm to the other arm. And after having done that, I can definitely see the differences, and I hope I was able to convey that to you. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to give it a like on your way out, because that helps my channel continue to grow and reach other fragrance lovers like us. If you're here and you enjoy these kinds of videos, I make a lot of fragrance content on this channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so you never miss another video. If you haven't already picked up my 30-day devotional Align and Reign, I wanted to remind you that it is available on Amazon and Etsy. It's a 30-day devotional that's going to get you to tap in to godly habits, to productive habits each and every day, habits that are going to address your mental health, your physical health, as well as your spiritual health, and really get you on a glow up journey. You can pick it up and start it at any time and just go for the next 30 days. Thank you to everyone who has purchased it. Thank you to those of you who have left reviews for me. If it's helped you in any way, if it's encouraged you, if it has added value to your life, don't be shy. Leave a review for me on Amazon or on Etsy. If you're feeling down, if you are going through hard times, if you're having a tough time on this particular day, I wanted to share a verse with you to encourage you. Psalm 30 verse 5 says, "Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning." And what I wanted to remind you of with that today is that your season is not your story. In fact, you can turn your pain into purpose in time. Even in this season where you may be going through a tough time, know that it does not stop here. Your story does not end here. For me, there have been several times in my life where I've gone through really tough situations. And oftentimes what's helped me out of those situations is first sharing my feelings with God and praying and giving it to God, but also shifting my focus to see how I could turn my pain into healing for others. And that shift in perspective is what a lot of times helped me out and helped me get on the other side. So I want to encourage you today that a difficult season is not your entire story. It's just a part of it. And I want to encourage you and remind you to look for opportunities to use that pain, use this current season to help someone else, to bring healing, bring light, bring hope to another person. And as always, I will be over here doing the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye.